Hey, what's good, everybody? This is boy B, the CEO. Welcome back to Man Views, where I cover everything that is fatherhood related. Now, before I begin this video, I just want to say to everybody that's watching is that my main goal is not to bash moms, right? Because there are a lot of great moms out there, just like there are a lot of great fathers out there as well. And there are a lot of great parents that co-parents properly out there as well. Where there's good, there's bad. Now, the main thing is, unfortunately, the media and society for decades have only put the spotlights on deadbeat dads, right? But they've never put a spotlight on bitter baby mamas. And a lot of these, bitter BMs, I call them BBMs, they cause havoc in these kids' lives. And these kids grow to become adults that hate either themselves, either their dad that they never met, that don't know the real story of what happened. And, they cause a lot of, havoc to the world. And like I said, I've seen it myself, as a teacher, former teacher, and also as a custody and also co-parenting coach. I'm seeing the effect that these kids go through mentally, emotionally, due to these constant fighting between both parents. A lot of time, like these fathers are not being, there's no spotlight on what they're going through, so they are suffering silently, just like the kids are suffering silently. Today's video is really about this BBM that refuses to comply with the court order. So she been withholding the child from the father, and the judge said, "Hey, bro, you got till 3 p.m. To bring the child, or you will go to jail." By the way, shout out to Court Archives. So their video from their YouTube channel, that's the video I'm gonna be reacting to. So as always, I'm gonna go, let the whole thing play out. I might come in here and there, put my own little 2 cents in it, and then once we're done, I might add my own little last comment about what went good, what went wrong, and what can we all learn from this, both as a mother and father, or just a watcher. All right, let's get straight to it.
To say
Ms.
what
Rodriguez, this court is ordering that you appear with the children at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Ms. Rodriguez, you be here too to pick up the children.
I'm not,
be down here.
I'm not doing that. They're not.
Mr. Roldberg, if you're not appear at 3 o'clock this afternoon in this court, the court's going to issue a bench warrant for Mr. Roldberg. If she doesn't appear at 3 o'clock, the order to appear at 3 o'clock this afternoon with the children.
Like, what?
The record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff.
I'm sorry to interrupt so soon, but oh my God. Where? Oh my God. Let me say something, bro. Dude, fellas, mothers, whoever it is, don't ever argue with the judge. Ever. Even if you, I guess you have no, I don't think you have any attorney. We'll find out. But this back and forth with the judge, are you insane? What? I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
Motion to modify custody and or parenting time, as well as motion for order to show cause. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. The present is the plaintiff father, Michael Rodriguez. In addition, attorney Stephen Rotenberg is present, representing defendant mother, Chelsea Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez is present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
The parties have conferred at length with Ms. Brower from the front of the court this morning, who has provided the court with the following recommendation: that both parties must submit proof to the front of the court and the court that the SMA program and the high. Do you have any objection to the court adopting? Both parties must submit proof to the front of the court and the court that the SMA program and the high conflict solutions workshop have been completed within 7 days. Children shall attend Monroe Public Schools as previously ordered. Mother shall ensure the children attend Monroe Public Schools no later than tomorrow, September 5, 2024. Mother shall not leave the children unattended for any period of time during her parenting time. And finally, that show cause be dismissed. That is the recommendation. Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any objection to the court adopting the recommendation?
No, the only thing I ask is for like the drop-off time is if she can come pick up her children when it's her time, because I've had my girlfriend go out there and she's failed to even show up to where it was for over an hour, and then doesn't answer anyone's calls when it's time to pick up my children. And this is the main reason why, because she keeps keeping them against me, or just leaving them alone.
None of this was brought up. None of this was brought up in front
I just filed a complaint, Stephen. Yes, it was brought up.
It was not brought up. not in
All
this
right, well,
motion.
it's in the
Quick thing. Now, this attorney, I'm guessing Steven must be her attorney. First of all, that was very unprofessional. When a party is speaking, do not interrupt. Now, every judge, I guess, do their courtroom differently. But really, most judges don't like that. Let the person finish what he's saying, and when it's your turn, then you speak. Why would that was so unprofessional? I'm sorry.
it's in the courts. So the complaint I just filed shows all
That's
that.
not up for today. That's not relevant for
I
today,
had the
Mr.
I had the
Rodriguez.
police number and everything if you guys need it.
That
If there's an
motion is
issue
not
with
in play today.
exchanges, we'll address that this morning. I
That's
want
fine.
parties
Yeah,
coming
that's what I'm
back
trying
to
to
court
address.
every
Okay.
week. So if there's an
Judge-
issue regarding exchanges and the time exchanges, we'll address that this morning.
Okay,
Hold on, Mr. Rosenberg, hold on. Ms. Brower, trying to go through this thick file here. Is there any time where the parties meet right now for exchanges or where they meet? Perhaps they.
This is why the judge is saying, hold on, Rodenberg, hold on. In other words, shut up. You know what I'm talking about? That's just chill, bro. Let the man. All right, you know what? Let me just chill.
The law enforcement agency at a certain time.
Your Honor, I believe that they meet, it's in a recent order. In just a moment.
It's at the Canton police station at like
Okay,
6 o'clock.
Mr. Rodriguez, where do you propose that you meet for the exchanges? And I'll ask Mr. Rosenberg what he proposes.
Well, I'm just asking. She says she has off like an hour throughout the day here and there. So within her hour on my time, if it's possible, she could bring them to me during the day, and then my girlfriend watches them, like it's been previously stated, throughout the day until I get off of work. But
Judge
she
Canton,
just fails.
Please, I'm not going to interrupt you. Please do not interrupt. Otherwise, I'm going to mute you. Please.
But yeah, so the last time I was supposed to pick up my children, it was probably about 2 weeks ago. My girlfriend went.
I'm sorry, but what did I tell y'all? What did I say? Because now the judge getting pissed off. He said, listen, bro, if you don't shut up, I'm going to mute you. This lawyer that she got, either it's a free lawyer or he doesn't cost a lot to book because you are so unprofessional. Number one. Number two, quick little thing for this Michael guy, the dad. This is what not to do, fellas. With him, he had to be in a very steady place. All that walking around on camera, it's not a big deal. But once again, during family court, the judge can find any little annoying thing to go against you, to be upset, because right now he holds the power in that courtroom, right? You want to be at a very stable place, because if you're walking around, that means you ain't taking this thing serious. You know what I mean? So you got to really be at a steady place, no low noise, not walking around, and just be for real about your business. Let's continue.
Pick them up at the Canton police station at around 6 o'clock, like we're supposed to. Chelsea was just nowhere to be found. I texted, called, no answer. And probably till a couple of days ago, she finally answered me. I just haven't got a chance to even get a hold of my daughter. I don't know how my kids are doing. Yeah, I'm just confused on what's going on right now. But if she can meet me, if she can come this way for her children when it's time to pick up, I'll drop them off to her. That's fine when it's her time. But she can pick them up when it's her time. But I'm not. I feel like it's
You can't
just
communicate with Ms. Rodriguez about these simple things.
no. I can't. Unfortunately,
All right.
he won't answer me.
Your Honor,
Right.
if I may,
Chelsea, sorry. I thought it was
Ms.
Chelsea.
Brower.
Referee Hamrich on August 14th recommended that the parties exercise all parenting time exchanges at the Flat Rock Police Department. That 21-day objection period ends this Friday. Neither party has filed an objection to that as of today.
All right, so I got to follow instruction.
I'm sure that was in August.
August 12th.
Recommended order.
August 14th. It's a recommendation at this point. I don't believe the court has it in its file.
Yes, not in the court's file. And that provided the parties meet at where the Flat Rock Police Department?
The Flat Rock, yes.
At what time? Does it have specific times?
It does not.
Okay.
The parties would follow the previous court order for parenting time. I believe that gives father alternating weekends, Thursday at 6 to Monday to school or 9 a.m.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, the friend of the court also did an investigation and recommendation as far as parenting time. Neither party has motioned the court to adopt it, but the friend of the court's recommendation is to give mother alternating weekends, Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6, and that the children remain in Mineral Public Schools.
And Judge, we would object to part of that recommendation, and I'll explain why.
Well, if that's
Ms.
not a written
Rod-
objection, Mr. Rolenberg, I mean, in front of the court, the referee recommend order, that will take effect if there's not a written objection filed within 21 days.
Right, we're mixing, okay, I think what we're doing is we're mixing recommendations and orders a little bit, that there's multiple ones out here. This morning, Ms. Brower recommended, or is about to recommend, that the children remain in the Monroe Public Schools and the parenting time remain as follows. MCL 722.31 is the 100-mile rule, and that allows a parent to move within 100 miles without the court's permission. Ms. Rodriguez moved to Canton, which is about 40 minutes away by car from city center to city center from Monroe, to get a better job, which is in the best interest of the children. If she was to keep the children in Monroe Public Schools, that would force her to drive back and forth to Monroe 4 times or do 2 round trips a day during the school year. The kids would be in the car for at least an hour and a half a day more than they otherwise would be. They would not be able to participate in extracurriculars near where they live during the school week, and it would interfere with their ability to make friends with their new schoolmates in their new neighborhood. Now, Ms. Rodriguez probably should have asked for the court's permission to change that order, to change where the children are enrolled. But there's no real difference that I know of between Canton Public Schools and Monroe Public Schools. And I think it would be in the best interest of everybody, wear and tear on the car, reducing the amount of travel time, reducing the amount of driving, because these children, I think, might go to different schools. I'm not sure if they all go to the same one or not. But as a practical matter, it puts a huge burden on them to drive in this car going back and forth. Okay, she can move up there without the court's permission. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing all that different that I'm aware of, as I said, between Canton Public Schools and Monroe Public Schools. So I'd say that we adopt the order, except that she can enroll them in the Canton Public Schools, because Mr. Rodriguez doesn't have them during the school week. It's on information and belief he doesn't drive. Okay, well, maybe you do, then I stand corrected. But as a practical matter, Ms. Rodriguez has a better paying job than she had before, earns more than she ever did, has benefits for the kids that she never had. And all this would do is basically force her to have to ask the court's permission to do what she's allowed to do by right, because that previous order might have been a little bit more restrictive than it otherwise should have been. It possibly should have said something along the lines, the public schools where the parties live, or something like that. Because there's nothing, I'm unaware of any inherent property other than geography that would differentiate Monroe Public Schools from the Canton Public Schools. So that would be the extent of my objection to the recommendation. Now, as for all the other, now, as Mr. Rodriguez, let me finish. Now, as for the other thing we have a bit of chaos here, in that I filed an appearance.
I'm sorry. I had to interrupt. This Craigslist lawyer, my bad. Sorry, shout out to Craigslist. This dude had the nerve to tell the father, "Let me finish." Meanwhile, the entire time when the dad was trying to talk, you didn't let that man finish. I see why the mother booked you, because y'all belong together. You know what I mean? A lot of time, people attract who they are. You know what I mean? But you have the nerve to tell the father, "Let you." You know what? All right, let me just watch this thing, cause what?
And I did send it to Mr. Rodriguez, I believe, on the 12th. The appearance itself says that I request copies of everything filed in this case. I haven't received anything from Mr. Rodriguez. I haven't received his most recent objections. I got that from the friend of the court.
Isn't it on the court?
I have not received anything, and I requested them, and he's wants to be his own attorney. I would like copies of those files. I haven't received them. The other thing too is the other thing. It doesn't matter.
You could easily get that.
Mr. Rodriguez, do not interrupt, please.
The other thing too that we have with this is he likes to file objection after objection after objection after objection, zillions of them, and then he mixes them all up and tries to fight them all at once. And it adds to the confusion of the case. So I don't really see anything other than a power play issue here, favoring Mr. Rodriguez having the children in the Monroe Public Schools if they're near if they're near Ms. Rodriguez. The other thing too with this is there's allegation that it's obviously these parties don't get along, but also Mr. Rodriguez has unclean hands. Both parties were ordered to participate in certain programs. I don't know if my client has or hasn't, but we sure as heck don't know if Mr. Rodriguez has or hasn't either, because again, there's been no proof.
I filed
He
them.
hasn't given. Again, as the attorney of record, and I am entitled to all filings. And if you want to play lawyer, we're all supposed to play by the court rules. Those are the rules of the road, so we don't have chaos. And this has become one hand clapping. So if Mr. Rodriguez, I would ask that Mr. Rodriguez give me copies of everything that's been filed in this case. Number one. Number two, we would ask that the court entertain allowing Ms. Rodriguez to have the children in Canton Public Schools, because there's no good reason to have them driving back and forth an hour and a half every day. Plus I don't quite know what time her shift starts or how this interplays with any latchkey programs or anything like that. I believe Ford starts pretty early in the morning, and I don't know, if memory serves me right, I think it might be a 7 o'clock shift. I don't know how the heck that this would even be feasible. We don't want to endanger her job.
So who's watching the kids?
All right, quick thing. This lawyer, he's not too good. This man said, he wants the father to send him everything that he's filed to the court. As an attorney, you should know how to access the docket. For those that don't know what the docket is, I don't know if every state have their own, name, but overall, the docket is pretty much where you can go and see what has been filed and set particular case. So just get the case number, right? That's really all you need. You just need the case number. Once you get the case number, you go to the docket. You can look up what has been filed. You pretty much you can look up what's going on with the case, like what's filed in the past, what's been filed today, what's needed, etc., etc. You can go through an entire docket and find out, okay, where we at with the case. So as an attorney, if the father said, hey, I filed X, Y, and Z, go to the docket, see if he did or if he didn't, and then, like I said, last thing is the father, you gotta chill, bro. Relax. Stop walking around. Don't get worked up. Don't interrupt. Let him, because right now, he started off good by having the attorney interrupt him. Let him be the one to interrupt you. Let him make the judge mad. You don't make the judge mad.
The kids,
Mr. Rodriguez, can you mute? We're going to mute you, Mr. Rodriguez. You keep interrupting.
And as for who's watching the kids, Mr. Rodriguez, during the school year, if they're in school, it doesn't really matter. They're being watched by school staff. That's what we're talking about right now. If we have other issues with latchkey or daycare or other things like that, we can deal with that at another time. But right now we have a serious issue here as to adding hundreds of miles of road travel to these children's lives every week. And that's not in their best interest.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenberg.
Thank you.
Mr. Rosenberg, without question, Ms. Rodriguez, she can move to Canton. She can. But changing the schools on her own, that is not permissible without this court allowing that. She can't just unilaterally change the school district for the children. Mr. Rosenberg, have you received a copy of the recommendation of Catherine Scott dated August 26, 2024?
I'm unsure, Judge. I do not know. I don't have it in the file in front of me, but that does not necessarily mean I don't have it.
The referee Homrick on June 25th?
Yes, I have that. Yes.
Her recommendation is at the issue of school district, and she denied the request to modify parenting time. She recommended that mothers have parenting time week on, week off during the summers, that they both complete the high conflict solutions parenting workshop, and that the issue of parenting time and choice of school district for 2024-25 school year be referred to the front court for investigation recommendation. Catherine Scott completed a investigation. She issued a report dated August 26, 2024. She indicates that also she interviewed both the children, the 10 and 7-year-olds were old enough to be interviewed, that defendant mother failed to cooperate in any way with the front of the court during this for this parent time investigation. She did not respond. She was mailed a questionnaire. She was asked to make a phone interview. She did not respond at all or cooperate with the front of the court regarding this investigation. So the recommendation of Catherine Scott is that children attend Monroe Public Schools to provide continuity, consistency for the children. That's where the children have been. Not unilaterally change them to Canton schools where they're not familiar with. And further, that mom's parenting time during the school year be alternating weekends, Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6.
Again, but Judge, again, if she's got them Friday at 6 till Sunday at 6, it makes no sense. Shush. It makes no sense to force her to drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I'm sorry. Did he just yell at his client? Shush! Like, did y'all hear that? Or am I tripping? Wow.
And there is no, and as for consistency with schools, Judge, as you know, every few years you wind up in a new school. School friends and school things are inconsistent. You're in with a new class or whatever. You know, my kids complain, oh, I'm in with my friends, I'm not in with my friends, etc. The fact is they'll make new friends. And as for the consistency from one year to the next, there's no, it really doesn't make a difference. The issue really is just during the school year, because parents pick up and move all the time. So I'm not entirely sure that extra verbiage about consistency, other than amplification, is really justified, because they are enrolled in school.
Right. And Mr. Rodenberg, there's been no petition filed with this court to change school districts. Mother has just unilaterally decided she's going to do this on her own. There's been no petition filed with the court to change the school district of the child, to make that an issue, and school has begun this week. So the court at this time is of the opinion that children need consistency, continuity, and that they will continue in their current schools, Monroe Public Schools. And Ms. Rodriguez shall return the children to school tomorrow morning, unless you want to bring them back to dad this evening. The court will adopt Ms. Brower's recommendation. And in addition, the court's going to adopt the recommendation of Catherine Scott. Obviously, Ms. Rodriguez did not cooperate in any form or fashion to respond and provide input from the court. So parenting time for the mom will be week on, week off during the summers. During the school year, beginning this weekend, mom will have alternating weekends, Fridays at 6 till Sunday at 6. The exchange will occur at the Flat Rock Police Department.
Judge, we would ask that Mr. Rodriguez's girlfriend not be allowed to pick up the children, that Mr. Rodriguez himself have to pick up the children.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have someone else? Obviously, if there's
no, Mr. Rodriguez himself. Only.
All good. Don't even worry about it. I'll take care.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you have a driver's license?
Of course I have a driver's license, yes. Yeah, okay. I can meet there. That's fine. No big deal.
So you'll pick up and drop off the children then on drop them off at 6 o'clock on Friday, and you pick them up on the Sunday at 6 o'clock. Yep. All right. So we'll put that in the
Friday. If we could do earlier,
do all the transportation.
If we could do earlier on Friday, Your Honor, because if I can't have my girlfriend meet, it's gonna have to be earlier on my time then.
Well, we're not concerned about your girlfriend.
On Friday, I could do Sunday all day.
No big 6 o'clock.
No, that's Friday, fine. But she doesn't want to meet my girlfriend, so I'm saying I can't do Friday at 6 o'clock. It has to be earlier, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
If that's what she wants, unless she wants to meet my girlfriend.
Okay.
I go into work at 3.
You can't do it, Mr. Rodriguez. Perhaps we can do it Saturday morning.
Okay, so make it 5. Can you do it at 5 o'clock, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the parenting time exchange will be at 5 o'clock on Friday and 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Perfect.
So
you can bring the kids whenever
children to that Flat Rock Police Department. So, Ms. Rodriguez, you want to take the children to school in the morning? You're going to take them back to you take them to school in the morning. You take them back to Mr. Rodriguez this evening. What makes the most sense?
Well, I work. She doesn't want to meet
Ms. Rodriguez, Chelsea Rodriguez. You're going to take the children back to Mr. Rodriguez. They're children in your possession this morning. Is that correct?
Are they in mine? I'm sorry.
Yes. Where are the children this morning?
They're at school out here.
Okay.
Because school started.
The court has ordered they be returned to Monroe Public Schools. Do you want to take them to school in the morning? Or do you want to take them back to Rodriguez this evening?
Okay, Your Honor, okay. Respectfully, I need to speak about this because you're putting them in a school district. You think this is consistency?
Okay. The court will order Ms. Rodriguez that you meet the Flat Rock Police Department at 6 o'clock tonight.
Judge,
5 o'clock tonight. That's not good for Mr. Rodriguez. Exchange children at 5 o'clock tonight, and so that Mr. Rodriguez can give them to Monroe Public Schools in the morning.
No.
That
you're
would
not letting me speak.
Judge,
The kids have been
Miss
kicked out of the
Rodriguez,
school district
Miss
for
Rodriguez, hold on.
years.
Miss Rodriguez, we're gonna mute Miss Rodriguez for a minute. Miss Rodriguez, if you're saying no to this court, you're not complying with this court order, then I'm gonna order you to appear this afternoon in this court with the children. You come down here this afternoon and we'll start contempt proceedings. If you're telling this court you're gonna ignore this court order, then you appear personally in this court this afternoon at 3:00 with the children. Do you understand that? Is that what you want to do? And mute her. We're gonna mute her. Your response. Okay, your response, Miss Rodriguez?
Respectfully, you're not allowing me to say
Ms.
what
Rodriguez, this court is ordering that you appear with the children at 3:00 this afternoon. Ms. Rodriguez, you be here too, so
No,
pick up the children.
I'm not.
Be down here.
I'm not doing that. They're not.
Mr.
Judge,
Rohlberg, if
Ryan-
she not appear at 3:00 this afternoon in this court, the court's gonna issue a bench warrant for Mr. Rohlberg. If she didn't appear at 3:00, the order to appear at 3:00 this afternoon with the children.
No.
We're done. Zoom out.
Chelsea, you're showing up with the kids.
Like, what?
Mr. Rodriguez, appear at 3:00 to pick up the children. I'm sorry, Miss Brower. So we'll, guess we can modify this. The kids shall attend Monroe Public Schools. A mother shall appear at 3:00 in this court to.
Your representative or whoever you think you might be won't be going to jail. It'll be you, London.
Okay, let's unpack. Before, this was so ghetto. This was so ghetto. Okay, let's unpack a few things. Here's my opinion. You could comment below. You could agree or disagree. It don't matter. But here's my personal opinion. Okay, let's get straight to it. Here are some things that were done incorrect. A lot of things were done incorrect here. A lot of things. Let's touch on the things that I've said earlier. Number one, this attorney of hers, this guy, he's not a good attorney. He's too aggressive, too emotional. He came off, very combative. It's like, as an attorney, you have to keep your cool, let the other party speak, because you will get your turn. You know what I'm saying? Especially as an attorney, you will get your turn. Wait and then speak, right? So even him and his client, the mother, they're not on the same page. I don't think they sat down and spoke about a game plan before they go into that courtroom, So they're not on the same page. He's yelling at her, hush or shush, whichever word he said. And I get that part, but there's ways to do it without coming off rude. Like, and you could tell this guy, this attorney, you could tell he's very rude. You could tell he's just not a right fit for me. I wouldn't want to work with him or hire him. He's just too emotional. It sounds like he doesn't have all the files of what's going on. It sounds like he's unprepared. He's just saying things to sound good, but honestly, he doesn't know what file the father, sent to the court. He doesn't really know what's going on, even with the mother and the children. The fact that his client, let's go talk to her right now about the mother. Like, why hire an attorney if you're gonna really go back and forth with the judge like that? Like, what was the point? You know what I mean? Either he was a free attorney or either you hired him cheap. Either way, you waste your money. Why go back and forth? You have the attorney here so you don't have to speak. So anybody watching this, whether you're a father or a mother, don't ever go back and forth with the judge. You're not gonna win. Like, there's ways to do it respectfully, but just flat out saying no after the judge gave you guys a verbal order. Once he give that verbal order, you gotta just maybe appeal it, down the line. Maybe like file another, motion document later on, and you're not agreeing or something. But to bluntly say no, let me speak. No, like, she's fighting with the judge like the judge is her baby daddy. Like, so as a judge, he's like, wow, if you fighting me like this, I can only imagine how much of a hard time you giving the actual father of your child. I'm the judge, and you bickering back and forth with me with my court order in the courtroom. If I'm getting that type of treatment, There's no way you are co-parenting properly with your baby daddy. The judge got mad, just kicked everybody out, right? And then now for the dad, what he did wrong, like I said, number one, you know, that walking around, these things I'm saying to you, just because the judge and this video did not care about these little small things, I'm gonna say, doesn't mean the judge that you have when you go to your custody battle doesn't mean that he or she won't care. Like things such as what you wear. A lot of time when people see that it's a Zoom hearing, they don't dress up. You know, like you see how she's dressing up, how he's dressing up. She's in the car just chilling. He's walking around with a New York Yankees sweater on. You know, luckily that judge didn't really care. But some might. They'll tell you, even when you get your hearing, you know, document, it'll say dress professionally, dress as you would inside the courtroom. I know it's annoying. I know. But still, dress up. Put on that long sleeve. Put on that suit and tie if you have to. Just try your best to look the part and look respectful. The Zoom is still the same thing as the actual physical location inside that courtroom. So him having that New York Yankee sweater on, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I advise y'all to dress up. Even with her having a little sweater out, you know, not her bra's not showing, but you know, like sweater out, you laying back and you know, Tata is showing a little bit. I wouldn't do that. I mean, look at the attorney. I mean, yeah, you know, he's an attorney. He has to dress up, of course, right? He's not going to wear a sweater on, you know, of course. But to increase your chance, fellas, you got to dress up, man. Just play the role, play the part. Only for like, 30 minutes, maybe even if it's like an hour. Just once you're done, cool. Turn the Zoom camera off and then take your clothes off, go about your day. You know, you don't got to have the suit on the entire day, but dress up. Another thing that father did wrong is that walking around back and forth, it just, to me, like, don't do that, bro. Sit still. Find a quiet place if you can. Heck, go in your car like she did. You know, go in your car and then just sit down and just talk. And also, the last thing he did wrong is that interruption that he was doing when the lawyer was speaking. Like, let him speak. And I get it. When you hearing things that are not true, you want to just, you know, jump in and interrupt. But in the courtroom and also in the judge eye, it just look like bickering back and forth. Like, there's a reason why there's a family court. So yeah, I don't have to go back and forth and bickering. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's allow each parties to have their chance to speak and provide their exhibits. But overall, man, this was very ghetto. What's your thoughts about this? Comment below, subscribe, like, share the video. But wow, this was ghetto. This was ghetto. But anyway, last thing I'm gonna say though is this: parents, please co-parent for the sake of the child. The child needs both parents. All that back and forth, man. At the end of the day, the lawyer gonna get your money. He's gonna live his life or her life. The judge, they're getting paid. They're gonna live their lives. All that's gonna be left in that child's life will be the mom and the dad. That's it. So I know it's hard to do. But try, bro. Like, and to the fellas, cause this is, you know, a fatherhood YouTube channel. Fellas, keep your composure. Keep cool. Keep calm. Don't panic. Don't act out. Don't crash out. Just let them do their stuff and just keep being a good person, a good man, a good father. Let that child see that you're not the one that's causing chaos. You know, you don't got to talk bad about the mom in front of the child. You don't got to do none of that. But just do your part as a father. Of course, stand on business. You know what I'm saying? Go to that courtroom. Fight for that kid. You know what I mean? And protect yourself and the child, of course, but keep calm at all times. And if you need any help, listen, I provide one-on-one coaching. And also I provide co-parenting coaching. You can go to manviews.org and book a one-on-one session. That's manviews.org and book a one-on-one session. With that being said, see y'all next time. Peace.